Hello, my name is Tracie Rogers and this is On the Couch, a weekly video series where we talk about a range of mental health issues affecting us as men and women in Trinidad and Tobago. Today I have on the couch Dr. Crystal Benjamin, a marriage and family therapist, and we're specifically talking about couples today, and specifically trust and betrayal.
Yes, yes.
Deep exhale, deep exhale.
Yeah.
Trust and betrayal in relationships, and how to recover from betrayal, to build trust, and as you call it, how to rewrite your story. Where do we begin?
So we begin by saying why it's important to know about trust and betrayal. And actually, trust is one of the most important aspects of a relationship. Yeah. If trust is broken, then you'd see other issues coming along. So it's really important for you to understand what trust is, what betrayal is, and how do you repair from that. Because in relationships, you will experience challenges. You will experience betrayal. Betrayal is actually in most of our relationships.
Yeah.
And so how do you deal with that? Yeah.
When you say betrayal is in most of our relationships, because sometimes when we think betrayal, we think, I don't know, infidelity, we think, you set me up with my in-laws. But you said it happens all the time. So how do you define betrayal and how does it show up in small ways in our relationship?
Yeah, so betrayal could be those like really heavy hitters, like infidelity, the ones that we go to immediately.
Yeah.
And it can also be simple things. So for example, you're walking down the street and you're trying to get your significant other's attention. Say, hey, look, and it was really important to you, and that person just ignored you.
Yeah.
That can be a betrayal, an act of betrayal. And so betrayal essentially is a selfishness, a coldness. It's those negative attributes that persons display that break trust.
Yeah.
And it can be as small as, we may be able to conceptualize, and as big as infidelity.
You say that too, and I think about how it might not be that person's intention. Because we say negative because you read it as negative. So we were at dinner, and your sister said X, Y, plus Z, and you said nothing.
Yes.
You did not stand up for me.
Yes.
I read that as in you didn't have me, and then it breaks my trust because, and you talked about the definition of trust, but of betrayal. But if we think about trust being, security.
Yes,
safety.
That is exactly what trust is.
You have me, I could drop and you will catch me.
Yes, that is exactly what trust is. So you actually defined it for me in a practical sense. It is having that person's back. It is even going on incomplete information. So, for example, your partner is later than usual, and your partner says, hey, I got held up in traffic. And you didn't need to check his phone, you didn't need to check with the traffic police to make sure that was true. You actually believe what he said or she said in the moment, and that is also trust. So it can be that security, that safety net, that I believe this person has my back. And then betrayal is this thing where it totally erodes that part of it. And again, it could be very small, but it actually leads up into bigger, greater things, and we could see infidelity coming out of it.
Yes. Yeah. So I know my view, and I'm trusting that we have the same view, but I put it out there. We don't have to have the same view.
Exactly.
But my view is that there is no betrayal. Big betrayals you can recover from. So sometimes people think infidelity is a deal breaker. I don't necessarily think that infidelity is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It can be, but you can recover from big betrayals and from small betrayals.
Yes.
But the key becomes, how do we, as you said, rewrite that story?
Yes.
How do we recover from that? And I think that's a good place for us to close off with today. And when we come back for our second segment, we're getting into the rewriting of the story. From small betrayals to big betrayals. How do we start back? How do we
repair?
Yeah.
Nice.
So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
We are coming back. So in this segment, we talked about trust, why it was important. We talked about what betrayal is and how betrayal can happen in big and small ways. And oftentimes it could not be intentional. Sometimes it could be. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, so it's important to know. And we'll talk about that in the rewriting of the story aspect.
So join us for a second segment when we talk about rewriting your story after betrayal and building trust in your partnerships. Thank you so much for joining us.